Hello once again, welcome to my channel UPSC Mock Test. My name is Hardeep. So in the same series of current affairs, let's continue with international relations. That is going to be our next topic. So here is the first news article. Why Indonesia's BRICS entry is geopolitically significant. So हमें नाम से पता चल रहा है कि Indonesia has entered the group of countries which is BRICS. So we first now need to know कि कौन कौन सी कंट्रीज ब्रिक्स के अंदर हैं, ब्रिक्स कब स्टार्ट हुआ था और अभी का जो करंट ब्रिक्स स्टेटस है, व्हाट इज दैट. सो इट्स अ जियोपॉलिटिकल ग्रुपिंग ऑफ ब्राजील, रशिया, इंडिया, चाइना एंड साउथ अफ्रीका. दैट्स व्हाट इट stands for. So Brazil, which is BRICS, and it was initiated in 2006 in South Africa. In 2006, and South Africa joined in 2010. So initially it was BRIC, and then when South Africa joined, it became BRICS. Okay, so Indonesia is the newest entry, which is the 10th entry. तो पहले ये 5 countries थी, अभी 10 countries हैं. So we need to know that what are the different countries. And by the way, there is a bank which they collectively call as New Development Bank. Now this is a bank again which finances the development activities, and that too across the globe, not necessarily only for those countries. That is the best part about it. The other groupings that we have similarly are G20, SCO, IORA. So you can also go through them. But let's have a look at the question. Consider the following statements regarding BRICS. The original BRIC grouping was proposed by Goldman Sachs as an investment acronym. The BRIC Summit operates as an intergovernmental treaty-based institution. The New Development Bank provides funding only to BRICS member states. The BRICS grouping has now expanded to include 10 member countries. So guys, just have a look at this question and try to answer. You can pause the video for a minute. So the answer is only 2. The first option is of course correct. It was coined by Jim O'Neill, and BRICS has no formal treaty. It's a diplomatic group, not a legal body, and NDB can fund projects in non-member countries as well, and there are 10 members at the moment. Now, which of the following countries are recent additions to BRICS grouping 2024-25? This will actually let us know that what all members are there. So the options are Saudi Arabia, Iran, Indonesia, and Nigeria. So try to answer this question, pause for a minute and then answer. So the correct answer is 1, 2 and 3. So Saudi Arabia, Iran and Indonesia are confirmed additions. Nigeria has not yet joined but has shown interests. Okay, so these are the members, which is Saudi Arabia, Iran and Indonesia. So let's have a look at the next news article. WTO at 30. Simply it means that World Trade Organization has spent 30 years. इसका मतलब अगर 2025 में 30 years हुए तो ये start कब हुआ था? It started in 1995. Okay. Now it was created on 1st of January 1995 through the Uruguay round negotiations of GATT. GATT stood for General Agreements on Tariff and Trade of 1947. See, the major difference between WTO and GATT is कि ये जो था सिर्फ ट्रेड के लिए था, but जो WTO है it also includes services. इसके हेडक्वार्टर्स है जिनीवा, स्विट्जरलैंड में. There are 164 members plus 25 observer governments, and the appellate body is currently defunct due to US objections to appointments. Legal framework है इसका under Marrakesh Agreement 1994. Okay, so here is the main point. GATT versus WTO. GATT was provisional and only covered the goods. However, WTO is permanent and covers goods, services, IP. Sorry, यहाँ पे अगर मैंने trade बोल दिया हो तो it only covered goods and it now covers services as well. So जो GATT था, that was only for goods, and WTO is inclusive of services as well. So IP stands for intellectual property. So it covers that as well. Okay, next is consider the following statements regarding the World Trade Organization. Let's have a look at this question. WTO was established through the Marrakesh Agreement in 1994. Unlike GATT, WTO also covers trade in services and intellectual property rights. WTO's headquarters is located in Brussels, Belgium. The WTO appellate body is fully functional and actively resolving disputes. Okay, so guys, only two are correct, as recently basis US objections. It is not quite functioning at the moment, and it's not headquarters in Brussels, Belgium. It's in Geneva, Switzerland. So only two are correct. Which of the following are true regarding the differences between GATT and WTO? So GATT was a legal institution while the WTO is just a trade agreement. GATT applied only to trade in goods. WTO covers services and IP too. WTO has a more robust and binding dispute settlement mechanism than GATT. GATT was only provisional in nature. So guys, third statement here is correct, which is it definitely has a more robust and a binding dispute settlement mechanism than GATT, but whether it is active or not, that is another question. So only two statements are correct. Three statements are correct, which is 2, 3, and 4. So the first one is of course wrong, which is GATT was a legal institution while WTO is just a trade agreement. No, so WTO is also a legal institution, whereas GATT was provisional. Next news article is World Employment and Social Outlook 2025 ILO report, International Labour Organization. So ILO की report है. This is the name of the report. ये चीज, this is the most important that you need to keep in mind. So this is the unemployment rate, which remained at historic low of 5% in 2024, and this is for the global level. Youth की unemployment is particularly high. It is roughly around at 12.6%, and economic growth slowdown. India specific insights, unemployment projected for 2024 is 6.2, so this is definitely higher than the global average of 5%. एंड उसके बाद इन्होंने बोला कि रिड्यूस होगी 5.8 हो जाएगी 2025 में. सो दे हैव अ पॉजिटिव प्रोजेक्शन फॉर इंडिया. एंड rest you can just go through. So let me just quickly ask you a question here. Which of the following statements about the WTO 2025 report are correct? Global unemployment was steady at 5% in 2024 and is expected to remain stable through 2025. Youth unemployment reached over 12% globally. ILO expects 60 million new jobs globally in 2025. Informal employment has fallen below pre-pandemic levels. So kindly pause the video and go through the question and try to answer it. The correct answer is 1 and 2. 3 and 4 are incorrect. Okay. Interpol launches silver notice, what it means for India and global law enforcement. So as we all know, we discussed this in the last video as well when we talked about Bharatpol. So Interpol is basically international police and they have several notices. So let me just quickly show you the different notices. So to seek location and arrest a wanted, अगर कोई wanted है globally, or someone would want to, let's say India wants to know the location of a person who is a wanted criminal or wanted person, तो उसके लिए एक रेड नोटिस जारी हो जाता है. येलो इज अगर कोई मिसिंग है, स्पेशली अगर कोई माइनर है, कोई बच्चा है, अगर वो मिसिंग है ग्लोबली, तो देयर इज अ येलो नोटिस फॉर दैट. Orange notice is to warn of imminent threats like disguised weapons. Green notice is to warn about criminal activities or modus operandi internationally. अगर कुछ कोई एक Alexa scam या फिर कुछ scandal, if there is a group या कोई गिरोह या फिर if there is any criminal activity that is getting planned, which is as an organized crime, so for that we have green notice. Blue notice is to collect additional information on a person's identity or whereabouts, which is pretty much similar to the yellow notice. Purple is to share info on modus operandi, objects or concealment methods. Again, it is very similar to green notice. Black notice is for unidentified bodies. Of course, the dead bodies is what it is talking about. And silver notice is the new one, which is to trace transactional fraudsters and financial fugitives. तो अगर कोई भगोड़ा है, especially in a financial case, तो उसमें that person, उसके लिए खिलाफ silver notice जारी हो जाएगा by the Interpol, and this will now be relayed to all the countries across the world. So it's important for you to know what silver notice is, and it is by Interpol. और किस चीज़ के लिए होता है? It's important for you to know that. There are 195 member countries for international policing, which is Interpol, and it facilitates cross-border police cooperation. So why this matters for India? Of course, we can assist in it can actually assist in tracing absconders like Mehul Choksi, Nirav Modi, or any other economic cyber fraud networks. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And it also integrates well with India's push for FATF, which is Financial Action Task Force compliance, and data sharing with agencies like Enforcement Directorate, CBI, FIU. Okay, so consider the following statements about the Interpol's Silver Notice. It helps in tracking down financial criminals and cyber fraudsters who operate internationally. It can only be issued against individuals already convicted by the International Criminal Court. India is a member of Interpol and can issue silver notices through its National Center Bureau. So let's have a look at the correct answer. Only two. So silver notices are not limited to ICC convictions. ऐसी कोई ज़रूरत नहीं है कि the person ideally should have been convicted by the ICC at first. Absolutely false. Silver notice can be issued anytime whenever the country deems fit. So that was about this question. Which of the following notices issued by Interpol match their primary purposes correctly? So kindly go through it and try to answer it, guys. So yellow हमें पता है, locating missing persons, it is right. Blue हमने देखा था, to trace, identify or obtain info about a suspect, okay. Extradition of wanted individuals, red notice, it is also correct. तो अगर मैं 1 and 4 के हिसाब से जाऊँ तो this is incorrect, this is incorrect, this is incorrect, this should be the correct answer, which is 1, 3 and 4, and that it is. So the second one is wrong. Purple notice is for the modus operandi, not financial tracking. Okay. Which one of the following best describes the strategic relevance of Interpol Silver Notice for India? So I think the third statement looks good, which is it empowers Indian courts to enforce foreign judgments against fugitives. And the other one is it facilitates the instant deportation of Indian fugitives without extradition treaties. It allows India to track cyber and financial crimes through Interpol globally. So seems like option number 1 and option number 3, these should be correct, which is it facilitates the instant deportation of Indian fugitives without extradition treaties. And the other one is it empowers Indian courts to enforce foreign judgments against fugitives. So ideally the answer should be, oh, let me just have a look. It allows India to track cyber and financial criminals through Interpol globally. That's right. That is the reason I was a little confused, because the first statement it says it facilitates the instant deportation. So instant deportation नहीं होती है. It is just for issuing the silver notice, just to let the international police know that this is the person that we are looking for. It does not automatically call for instant deportation. C, it empowers Indian courts to enforce foreign judgment. It has got nothing to do with the judiciary. As I said, even if the case has not been started, it still can be issued. So I just overlooked the second statement, my bad. So it allows India to track cyber and financial criminals through Interpol globally. Again, we can say more of financial criminals, but कोई limit नहीं है whether it can be there for cyber or not. So that is the reason it is correct. Fourth statement, it mandates banks to freeze accounts. So this is absolutely incorrect. So yeah, the correct one will be B, which is for global tracking of financial and cyber fraudsters. Okay, next is Business Ready Report 2024. So guys, as we all know, there used to be the ease of doing business report, which is EODB, which is no longer there in the picture, and we have now replaced it with but the World Bank has now replaced it with Business Ready Report. So what we know is, or what we should know is, that it is by World Bank, and these are some of the similarities or dissimilarities that you can know. अभी तक इंडिया की कोई रैंकिंग आई नहीं है इस रिपोर्ट में, सो इट्स टू अर्ली फॉर अस टू कमेंट ऑन दैट, बट इसमें देयर इज समथिंग दैट initially it is going to be on 50 economies, then moving forward it will be on in 120 in 2025, and then uske baad it will eventually go over to 180 countries. Okay, so these are the 10 topic areas in Business Ready Report. कि business entry में कोई challenges आए नहीं, business location, utility services, labor, financial services, international trade, taxation, dispute resolution, market competition, business insolvency. So when I'll be creating the videos for the mains level, we will be talking more on what exactly is the difference, or why was there a need for us to switch over, or for the world to switch over to business ready than ease of doing business. But from the prelims point of view, you should be aware about some of the topic areas, and initially how many economies are added, and then who launches it. So this was about EODB, not about the latest report. Let's have a look at this question. Consider the following statements regarding the Business Ready Report 2024. It was launched to replace the EODB report discontinued by the IMF. Okay, that's the key word here. It uses a combination of legal analysis and real world field work to assess business environments. It includes market competition and business insolvency as new core areas. So how many of the above statements are correct? Only 2. So this was not by IMF, this was by World Bank, and the rest 2 are obviously correct. Okay, next one is H1B visa, gateway of Indian tech talent to the US. So H1B visa के बारे में पता है कि it's a non-immigrant visa, and it is highly relevant to India as approximately Indian nationals they receive 70% of all H1B visa. So we kind of have a monopoly on the H1B visas. Recent update is that US has introduced a lottery-based electronic registration system. आपका वीजा लगेगा कि नहीं लगेगा, that is completely dependent on this system. The Biden administration proposed reforms to reduce abuse, such as limiting multiple entries for the same applicant. Okay, again, nothing that important. I just added it just for you to understand or know what exactly H1B visa is, and this number, which is India dominates in terms of people applying for the H1B visa. Let's have a look at this question. With reference to H1B visa, consider the following statement. It is a permanent work visa issued by the United States. Permanent is a keyword. It allows, oh my god, so I'm all together back. Wait. Okay. It is a permanent work visa. Second is it allows US employers to hire foreign professionals in specialized occupations. Indian nationals form the majority of H1B recipients annually. So third is right. It allows US employers to hire foreign professionals in specialized occupations. Absolutely right. First one is wrong. So the correct answer should be B2 and 3. Let's have a look. It is. Okay. So guys, that is all about this video, which was about international relations. I hope you guys have liked it. Please comment if you guys have anything that you would want to share with me, any special video that you would want me to create. I will be creating one more video in this series, and that will be over the current affairs for Punjab, because I'm also looking to cover Punjab PCS per se, because we have the exam on 26th of October. But I'll also try to create a video on the previous year question papers of APFC as well as Punjab PCS. I'll try to solve this in front of you, and not only that, I'll also give you the questions related to those questions which were asked in the previous years. So till the time, keep on watching, keep on sharing, and keep on learning. Thank you so much for your time. You have a wonderful